Hello there friends, this is Dota News. We're here to create the best Dota News channel ever. Here's what we cover in today's episode. BB Dacha and DreamLeague participants, Valve unbanned match fixers, new smurf bans, new rosters and reshuffles, and much more. Without further ado, let's get straight to it. And we shall probably start with Malrine, who broke a Dota record. Falcons mid laner collected Monkey King bar in 12 minutes 32 seconds, beating the previous record by 30 seconds. Malrine finished with 15:06 and Team Falcons won, obviously. We congratulate Malrine on such an excellent result at the young age of 19. He's such a good prospect and he's the future of Dota. The other team in the region, Nigma Galaxy, is not doing well. They lost both qualifiers and just didn't show up in matches against weaker opponents. Basically, Team Falcons pretty much is the strongest team in the MENA region right now, and PSG.Quest is second, although they lost the hack recently. And Winter Bear is third and followed only by Nigma Galaxy with its star lineup. And guys, I don't know what to say here, but maybe you know, so feel free to comment your thoughts in the comments below. And also, many streamers and pro players believe that Nigma Galaxy's problem is Kuroky's weak drafts, which are outdated for modern Dota. Perhaps it affects Miracle and Sumail, who have to listen to Kuro's calls. As an example, AdmiralBulldog believes Kuroky should have ended his career earlier. Kuroky is one of the most respected players in history, but he should have ended his career at the peak, like I did. Yeah, in my opinion, AdmiralBulldog is absolutely right, and Kuro should have ended his career a long time ago. But regarding the switch to coach's role, I don't really think it's a good idea, because see, they have March, they have Roman, who's a great analyst and statsman, and they have Kuro, 3 players, 3 people on the staff, and still their picks are crap, to be honest. But not only Nigma Galaxy has problems in tactics, but apparently PSG.Quest as well. Their coach, Dacha, shared that he's no longer with the team, and he says that the team had no work ethic and the atmosphere. Yeah, and as we know, Dacha has a very professional approach to Dota, which not everyone is ready to put up with, and some pro players don't take Dota seriously, which Dacha cannot get along with. And according to him, the team doesn't prepare at all and doesn't want to play normally. I wonder then how PSG.Quest can play so well in their region if they don't do much. Anyways, we wish good luck to both Dacha and Quest. We hope that the team will be able to overcome their internal problems and their now former coach will find a new team that will suit him better. But there is a player, I mean the old-timer, who is definitely still good in drafts, and you might have guessed, it's Ceb. After OG won the closed qualifiers of Western Europe for BB Dacha, he told about what his team does at this stage of picks and bans. I think I take most of the responsibility for the draft, but really everyone is involved in the process, because it's a team effort. We prepare all together and everyone participates, but it's me who pushes the button. We do everything together, everyone contributes, and there is a good understanding between us. In that sense, there is consistency between us. And that's super cool, because Ceb is sharing his experience with younger players, but the team is working together and already showing good results. Also, interesting information was shared by Wisper. He told about the change of region, and according to him, Europe and South America are very different, but he's very happy to play for OG. He says that he's really glad. And you know what? In fact, we are very happy and very pleased for Wisper, because he's thriving in Europe and he's like blossoming and all that. And we all do hope that in OG he will realize his full potential. We should also mention the ex-Whispers team, namely Beastcoast, who signed a new roster that includes former Infinity players. Here's how the team looks: Paik, Lumpy, Vitali, Moose and Gardic. I wonder what this Peruvian team will show in practice. At any rate, we expect a very active and non-standard Dota from them. In addition, Beastcoast and Thunder Awaken will perform in Kazan at the Games of the Future in February. Just to remind you, Azure, Extreme Gaming, G2IG and LGT will also participate. I think the matches will be kinda spectacular, as Chinese and Latin American Dota are very different but very pacey and chaotic. Latin Americans play very aggressively, constantly attacking, and the Chinese on the contrary better play in defense. They do it tactically, they macro play a lot, and when the offense offensive and defensive styles clash, we always have some extravaganza. Sure thing, maybe Beastcoast or Thunder Awaken are not as strong as Extreme Gaming or Azure, but the American teams have repeatedly amazed us at LANs, so let's see. Latin Americans' style of play is reckless and crazy, but so are their own personalities. For example, DavaiLama, who just recently joined South American Heroic, shared a video of himself jumping into a pool from the second floor of their bootcamp.
GG!
Surely, originally he's from Belgium, but apparently his teammates have that effect on him. I just hope he's not injured in any way. But besides all the good things in the Latin American region, there is sad news. Mad Kings announced the closure of their active roster. At the time, the team consisted of Neog, Stinger, Michael, Frank, and Alone. And you know what? The reason for disband was not their bad results, but Valve's decisions and actions. As you might know, Valve banned the accounts of many pro players, I mean the Smurfs. And Stinger's main account got banned also right in the middle of a match, and he couldn't reconnect to it, and they lost. And the overall situation is quite peculiar, because a lot of pro players got banned, and most of the accounts have very high ranks. For example, Watson, Yatoro, Fishman, Nightfall, Toronto, Tokyo, RTZ, Uragi, and many others. Why Valve decided to shoot at the Smurf accounts of pro players is not very clear, because they haven't stated anything. But what's clear is that this is just the beginning, and most likely we will see even more bans. Probably Valve does it for the sake of the community, showing on the examples of pro players that smurfing is bad and bannable. Don't forget to write your thoughts about this situation in the comments below, because a lot of people really believe that smurfing and banning the smurfs is okay. But there is even more interesting part. For example, you see some pro players got banned, but some didn't. Like those players who obviously should have been banned. And this was basically hinted at by Yatoro, who showed that Miracle has 6 Smurfs and not a single one got banned. And you know what? It's like Valve just reads his Telegram channel, because after he posted this, Valve banned one of the accounts. And now Miracle plays on his main account. But you know what? Imagine this. Despite this banned Miracle's account being ranked 13, which is quite high to be honest, it also had 30,000 cosmetic items, which now cannot be sold or transferred and used because he's banned. Can you believe it? Do you think Valve did the right thing? And yeah, guys, here's one amazing thing. While Valve are banning players, ESL on the contrary are unbanning them. If you remember, 2 years ago, Coma and many other players got banned for match fixing and also account sharing, which is basically forbidden by both Valve and ESL rules. And now, 2 years later, according to ESL's rules, again, their punishments are just cancelled because it's been like 2 years, which can basically lead to different events. And as always, the community is divided into several parts. Some people sincerely think that it's okay and they support and are happy for Coma to be back to the pro scene, at least pro scene of ESL events, because, you know, he's still banned in Valve's ecosystem, as well as the other players from the list, and they only can play ESL events. But some pro players are really against this. For example, Quinn, who says that he cannot play against such players in the competitive scene because he cannot be sure that they're not cheaters or match fixers. And Quinn was supported by Skiter. The return to competitive Dota of players previously involved in match fixing is detrimental to the integrity of professional matches. I hope ESL retracts this statement and realizes the mistake it's making. And as always, the whole Twitter, the whole Reddit just blew up with people arguing about this topic. And to be honest, the majority of people were not happy with ESL's decisions. Because, you know, on one hand, they might have changed their mind and want to become esports athletes once again, but on the other hand, there is no guarantee now that they will not be involved in match fixing again. And for example, younger or just other players can see that Coma got unbanned after 2 years, and then they can just join in and do the same. Guys, what do you think about all this? Write your thoughts in the comments below, because it's a very tricky topic. But it's not just the pro player bans that are the problem with Dota, it's the game itself. Seleri and Ace decided to play in a pati, and their search for a game lasted for 64 minutes, which follows from a screenshot provided by the players on Twitter. Here's what Seleri wrote. Trying to play Dota with my teammate Ace. In the past we've played together on smurfs. I won't defend smurfing, it's good that it's banned, but now are we allowed to play together outside of tournament games and team practice? To which Ace also added, Dota 2 is best enjoyed with friends, obviously sarcastically. It's kinda not cool that people can't play together since they have two different ranks, but honestly it is what it is and it helps us to get rid of smurfs, so pro players and Valve have to come up with something else. And let's move from completely negative to a little more positive stuff. Another tip from our favorite streamer, Gorg. And yo, guys from the comments, he's not paying us. I really wish he were. Anyways, this time once again, while playing Dota, his mouse just started lagging, so he decided to go full bananas.
Yes, mouse! Oh my god, this mouse! Woo! I'm gonna lose my mind, dude. I'm gonna lose my mind. Are you serious? Are you serious? It's not. Look. Never, ever buy a SteelSeries product. Ever. Never buy a SteelSeries product. Ever, guys. Ever.
Honestly, a very strange behavior as for me. Maybe he breaks things in real life to never break them in the game? Guys, what do you think about this? Have you smashed keyboards, mice or screens while playing Dota? I didn't, honestly. You can share your funny stories in the comments below if you like. But okay, let's move on to some more cheerful news. Finally, the tournament organizers of BB Dacha has shown the draw of groups, and they're both strong and tough. And honestly, I can't confidently say which group is harder to play in. After analysis, I think that Group A is tougher, just look at who plays here. I cannot even say who is the strongest team or the weakest one in the group. And guys, what do you think? Write your thoughts in the comments below. And let's get back to Team Falcons, who also qualified for DreamLeague Season 22, along with Tundra, OG, Team Secret, Team Spirit, Virtus.pro, Clean Sonich, Azure Ray, G2IG, Aurora, Shopify Rebellion, and Heroic. This tournament will take place from February 25th to March 10th. The prize pool is pretty huge, $1 million, and participants will also compete for EPT points, which can be used to enter the other ESL events. And at the end, let's discuss the most interesting and beautiful matches of the qualifiers. Let's start with Tundra versus Entity. The match had interesting drafts, performance, and both teams showed a good level of Dota. It's nice to see Mind Control's new roster opening up, and himself as well. And to be honest, Pure is doing very well on carry. On the first map, Tundra decided to surprise us with a mid-alchemist for Thompson to just overfarm Entity. Of course, they managed to do it, but they couldn't get to Watson's high ground. So the game dragged on, and the Magic Alchemist is just useless in late, while Templar Assassin was just playing solo, and Entity took the first map eventually. The second map was more one-sided for Tundra, although Entity did try to impose their tempo, but unsuccessfully. Thompson and his team moved to map 3, and here is where 9 class shined, stealing all of the opponent's most important spells. His Rubik was just amazing. Black holes, ghost ships, and everything. He was just unstoppable. So, with the help of strong individual play, Tundra managed to get to the main event. Aurora and Darleng stretched their meeting to 5 maps. The first 3 maps were quite close, and until the very end it was unclear who would win, and the Filipino team took the lead. But on the 4th and 5th maps, there was no tight fight, to be honest. 23 Savage and his friends just demolished their opponents, and eventually got to the main stage of the tournament as well. Well, congratulations. Cuckoo maybe next time. In the course of the qualifiers, I would like to highlight the favorites as well. I mean, the teams that showed best results. They were just awesome and cool and played great. First, OG. They showed themselves as a stable and very strong team. Newcomers Wisper and Ari were just perfect. Ceb, despite his age, was also doing pretty great. The players look strong individually and as a team. And Tundra managed to come back as well because they started pretty bad with this roster. You know, Tundra fans had a lot of questions when the roster got just blown away by OG in their first match. But eventually they had some incredible performances. But at DreamLeague the roster looked very cool. Their main strength lies in the very strong individual abilities of their players. Now to team spirit. Not to say that the players gave any kind of performance at the tournament, rather they raised some questions for me at the draft stage, but that doesn't change the fact that they're starting their season now as the best team in the world. Next, Azure. The team didn't leave a chance to their opponents during the matches and even gave us a 96-minute thriller against G2IG. Their roster looks very cohesive and strong, and I can safely assume that this is one of the strongest teams in China. And guys, you know what? I've read the comments in the previous video, so I decided to add a section you asked for. Which is the best highlights? Today we've picked 3. Let's take a closer look at them and just enjoy the perfect and beautiful game.
Hitting the throne, Nefer just trying to take the darn thing down. No dice here. They will get through Shigetsu as well. And now in trouble is Nefer. He's gonna die too. Yatoro on a triple kill, doing the unthinkable here. But now the counter initiation and Nefer going on in. No way! Yatoro still alive in the fight, but the Hex, another swap on out. Yatoro needs some time walk. He time walks in with the X step. You're an ultra kill for him now. He's gonna turn back. Shigetsu, he won't back for this, and he will go down. No way, Yatoro. He's gonna die, but he has the buyback immediately, and now NAVI being routed from the base.
They're not just gonna kill over, they're gonna put up a fight. Now on their high ground, a lot of stuns coming out. Jans with the setup. Oh, Palos, he's dropping a little low, needs to watch himself stunned up. They're pulling everything out of the bag to try and keep him alive on his first life. Jans forced to commit the BKB, but it's run out. The Mars is dead, has a buyback, but without your arena, what can you do? Borrow time, pop by your way in.
Looking for his opportunity to use the second RPM. There it is. He finds 2 more, but the black hole stolen by Nightclass. He clutches this one out. Tundra raining tips onto the...
Be sure to write in the comments below which one of these you think is the most beautiful. And guys, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to leave your feedback in the comments below, because it's truly important for me to improve by listening to you guys. Also, hit that subscribe button to follow the best Dota 2 news channel. I'm not saying goodbye for a long time. See you soon.